Our next statement. I only need to stream to grow. Is this a myth? Yes, no? Or is this a different kind of answer? All right, chat. You guys are smart. You guys are smart cookies. We have aligned completely. This answer is a myth. The reality of this, Twitch discoverability is ass. I'm sorry, Daddy Twitch. I'm sorry, Daddy Dan Clancy. To be discovered on Twitch is very, 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 very difficult if you are starting from the ground up. Streaming to 0 viewers is not growth, and I'm sorry to say that. Is streaming to 0 viewers good practice for you as a streamer? Sure, because unfortunately, in order to get better at streaming, a lot of the ways that you will get better at streaming is just honestly through streaming and then watching your streams and being critiquing yourself in the sense of, am I having fun? Yes, no? Okay, why yes and why no? And if you're mostly saying no, you're not having fun as a viewer watching your own stream, then you have to really dig deep and figure out why that is. In order to go on Twitch, you will need to post on other platforms, network with other like-minded VTubers that you vibe with, and they vibe with you. You need to entertain those who enter your chat. The harsh reality of I only need to stream in order to grow is streaming to 0 people is a waste of your time. If the intention behind why you're streaming is to grow. However, you can't just post every once in a while. You need to be consistent because the algorithm is a biatch, chat. Welcome to algorithm hell. Lastly, never put all your eggs into one basket. If all you want to do is just stream on Twitch and have fun and just be a casual streamer that just does this for fun, then that's fine. But if you're hoping to make this your livelihood, I need you to understand the risks of putting all of your eggs into one basket. Unfortunately, nothing is guaranteed. So just because you stream and just because you have these amazing stream ideas and because you post on all the platforms and you follow all of the best advice and you do all the things right, nothing is guaranteed. Alternatives and solutions. Chat, use your time wisely. Brainstorm content and ideas while you're offline. Create content for other platforms while you're offline. Make connections and friendships because those connections and friendships can foster and also interweave your communities. Also, pick a platform and start. You don't need to start on all platforms because that's really overwhelming, but start on one platform, get used to it, get your feet wet, get comfortable with it, and then expand. You can add more as you go once you're comfortable / have the bandwidth available to post on other platforms. Also, again, nothing is guaranteed. So you're just gonna have to have fun with it. All right, chat. All / any marketing is good marketing. Is this a myth? Yes, no? Does it depend? Are you ready, chat? Let's talk about it. Answer, myth. With an asterisk. I'm gonna put a disclaimer as to why there's an asterisk because somebody out there is gonna be like, actually, she's completely wrong. This is completely unfactual. I don't agree with this person. And that's fine. You're welcome to disagree with me. It depends on your branding, but for the sake of my own opinion, point of view, and the fact that this is my presentation on my stream, let's all assume that you're not going to go with the brand of trolling or edgy humor or trying to grow via cancel culture. Reality. Trends are cool, but don't set you apart as an individual. But you do need to post your own content. You cannot one-to-one copy someone else's work and expect the same results. How can you put in your own... So my question to you is, how can you put your own unique flair, spin, or twist on an existing idea? Also, do you want to... When it comes to the idea of copying someone else's work, do you want to be known for and having the reputation of being known for so-and-so's copycat? Not really. I don't think that's a great tagline or reputation to have. Harsh reality of this whole statement that all / any marketing is good marketing. The vibes in your marketing should ideally match the vibes in your stream, chat. Consistency is key. Cognitive dissonance is real. I have had it where I have seen somebody who is very, very lewd with their memes, very GFE experience with their memes. But then I've sat in their streams and watched their streams, and they've actually banned people who participate in GFE content on their streams and make comments about their boobs. And to me, that's just very jarring that you would market yourself as, hey, look at my titties, touch my titties, grab my titties, aren't my titties soft? But then you kind of get pissed at people and ban people in your stream for talking about your titties. The key here is finding out how to market yourself may actually just be a long haul endeavor, because algorithms are hell, and honestly, sometimes we don't know what we want to be as a streamer until we stream for a long time and figure out through trial and error and trial by fire what kind of streamer we want to be. Honestly, the algorithm is also always changing, so marketing tactics have to adjust to accommodate. So sometimes you can find your groove, you can be hitting the algorithm, and you can be doing all the right things to be growing, and then boom, overnight, one night, the algorithm changes and somehow your tactics no longer garner you the growth that you're used to, and you're gonna have to find a new way to do that. And sometimes that can take a while because we don't know the algorithm. Solutions and alternatives. Match your post vibes to the vibes people can expect to have on your stream. Match your streams to what you'll be posting on your platforms. Also, chat, let's just be fair. Experiment with styles of marketing until you find a happy middle ground, because it's gonna take some time. Also, don't be discouraged with when the algorithm changes, because the algorithm will change, and it just is part of the industry. It sucks. Grieve as you need to, you know. We're gonna get annoyed, we're gonna get miffed, we're gonna get frustrated, but don't let it stop you from going. VTubers can't talk about their real life or their self. All right, chat. Is this a myth? Yes, myth. No, not a myth. All right, chat. Here is your answer. It is a myth with an asterisk. It depends on your own personal comfort level. You are not forced to talk about your real life, but you are also not forced to play a character, or that you're never allowed to talk about your real life. Here's the reality. VTubers are allowed to talk about honestly whatever they want within TOS of the platform they're streaming on. TOS though, homies, come on. TOS. Remember the TOS, homies. VTubers can share as much or as little about their real life as they feel comfortable to do so. And honestly, it's up to how open you'd like to be with your community, but please think about future implications. Once something is on the internet, it can never be deleted completely. So the harsh reality about this is there are going to be sections of the VTubing community as a whole that prefer VTubers who roleplay a character. And by talking about your real life, you may alienate them away from your community. Harsh reality, please never, ever, 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 ever dox yourself. Please don't use a VTuber name that is your name, or that is a part of your name, or that is just is it like a nickname of your real life name? I've literally been like, why do people do that? Why do you VTube with your name? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Please don't do that. That hurts. Please protect yourself and prioritize your comfort and safety. You are not forced to talk about your life. You are not forced to talk about yourself. You are not forced to talk about the things you've gone through. This is your stream. You should feel comfortable on your own stream, in your own space, in your own community. Alternatives and solutions. Think about your comfortability levels now and where you want to be in the future. If you're comfortable being totally anonymous and not talking about your life in any degree, then keep doing that. Figure out how open you'd like to be before you start sharing too much personal information that you may regret later on. Because remember, chat, once something's on the internet, it's on the internet forever. And that's how you should mentally proceed moving forward. Set up ban words to protect your privacy in advance. So if people know your name and they find your stream, you may want to just ban your name as a word so that nobody can say your name in stream, especially if it's a unique name. Make sure OBS doesn't capture any personal information before you go live. Please, for the love of fucking God. It pisses me off because it's such a safety hazard. Please, for the love of God, don't set up your stream to capture your monitor. I can't stand it. Also, don't be afraid to change your thoughts and boundaries as time goes on, because your community, your real community, will always understand. All right, chat. VTubing is a side hustle that is easily profitable. Is this a myth? Yes, it is a myth. No, it is not a myth. Chat, you guys are so smart. It is a myth. I love you guys. Good job. The reality of VTubing, breaking even. Breaking even on your initial investment on your VTuber model alone will take some time, chat. There are other investments that may be beneficial to have besides your model too. Even if they are not necessary, most prefer to either have them for the debut or have them shortly after debuting. Most of your income as a VTuber will actually depend on the financial generosity and flexibility of your community members until sponsorships and other methods of income are made available to you. So the harsh reality about why VTubing is not an easily profitable side hustle. Chat, it took me 13 months after debuting my model to break even on the total cost of my model. Did you hear me? 13 months to break even on the cost of my model after debuting. Price calculations include Dima's design, art, and my original rig for my model, okay? Price calculated after model debut, not before. Typically, all reputable side hustles require an investment before you start generating revenue. Subs, bits, and donos aren't always enough to also cover the expenses that you are going to have to spend in order to grow as a VTuber. Sponsorships and the like are the long hauler's best solution for maximum income. All right, let me give you some solutions to VTubing as a side hustle that is totally easily profitable. Create an achievable and viable savings / spending plan. Create a budget and search. And when I say search, I'm talking about like VGen, Twitter, friend recommendations, because you don't need to have the most expensive model. You don't need to get the most expensive artist. You don't need to get the most expensive rigger. You can totally find somebody in your spending budget. You just need to look. So be mindful of your spending. Please don't quit your day job. Please, 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 please don't quit your day job. Chat, I've been streaming for almost 5 years on this account and almost 3 years into taking streaming seriously. And I'm not even at a point where I can quit my job yet. Next statement, VTubers can never stream with a face cam. Chat, is this a myth or is this not a myth? Answer is it's a myth. Asterisks. It depends on your own comfort level. At the end of the day, it's your stream. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You can decide if you want to do it or not. The most important thing to know is that this is your stream. You can do what you like within TOS, of course. And if that means streaming with a face cam from time to time, you can do that. You are never forced to not do it. The reality is, if you feel comfortable, safe, confident, etc. to stream with a face cam from time to time, you can do that. You are the creator of your content, so you can decide what you'd like to create, again with TOS in mind. That's why it's called content creation. Wow! Streamers like Kason, who VTube and Facecam, are totally acceptable if that's what you like to do. Harsh reality. Again, there are segments and niches of the VTubing community that will only watch VTubers that never break immersion. So figure out if this is something you're okay with before breaking immersion. Don't feel forced to do anything. Your safety and comfort are the #1 priority. So you don't need to Facecam if you don't want to. It's not a requirement. Please don't have your camera pointing at any window. You'll be surprised at how fast people can find where you live off of just a crumb of your fucking window. Also, please don't have any personal or private information visible on camera, please. Solutions and alternatives. So please always check the camera's field of view. Like, just take a good look at the camera. Like, really look. Look for private information. Assume all text and words are visible no matter how no matter what their size is, honestly. No matter how small they are, no matter how blurry they are. Look for items that you don't want to be seen for chat by whatever reason. Also, be prepared mentally and emotionally for face cam trolls, to be honest. Also, it may help to have rules in place about these things. For example, I have a rule about dating / flirting with people. Twitch is not a dating app. Hey guys, thanks for watching all the way to the end. There are so many VTubing myths versus realities, and I didn't get to cover them all in this one stream I did, in this one presentation I made. So if you'd like to see more content like this, let me know, and that'll definitely motivate my ass to get into gear and make another slideshow and make official part 2. Hopefully I'll see you around on stream for that. Until then, have a good day, take care, bye!